This is my thoughts on the upcoming Venom movie that Sony has announced doing, and it's going to come out next year at October. And my thoughts of it is, I'm curious about it. I'm really curious about it, mainly because there's several questions. The big one is this part of the MCU? Is this set in the same universe as the Avengers? My thoughts, it will be no. Mainly because there was an article coming around that uh, Sony was looking forward to do a Spider-Man spin-off Venom movie, and it wasn't going to be part of the MCU. Tom Holland wasn't going to be part of this movie, and it was going to be separate. Then the big question came along is, how do you, if that is the case, and I think this is the case, it's going to be a standalone film at all. Spider-Man isn't going to even exist in this movie. And of course, the big question is, how do you do a Venom movie without Spider-Man? And I say this. I think the way you can do it is by doing the Ultimate version, because I believe the Ultimate Comics version isn't the one that people saw in Spider-Man 3. That's the regular version. The Ultimate version is more based on science. It was originally meant to be a suit for cancer, but because it signed, the people who created the symbiote signed the one papers to the one people, it became a weapon. And I think that is a way to go and cut, and also sadly cut all the Peter Parker stuff. Of course, the other big question is why? Why does Sony want to do a Venom movie where it's outside the MCU, where Spider-Man is not even going to be in the movie? I will say this. I think Marvel wants to do Venom, but they don't think they're ready to do Venom. And I think Sony is impatient. They want to do Venom. They are like, we want to do Venom so much. We want to do Venom so much. Come on, Marvel, please, please, please. And Kevin Feige's like, no, not yet, not yet. We have to do Vulture, and he's going to be in Infinity War, and then he's going to just hold on your Venom. And everybody, but Sony's impatient. They really want to do this Venom movie, so they're like, fuck it, we can't wait for you, Marvel. We're just going to do a standalone Venom movie, and there you go. Where Spider-Man doesn't even exist. That's what we're going to do now. And of course, we got the animated Spider-Man movie, which I think will be in 2019. Because think about, we will have Spider-Man in Infinity War, a Venom movie which is related to Spider-Man, and we'll have a Miles Morales animated Spider-Man movie in the same year. 3 Spider-Man related things in the same year will be a little bit overcrowded. It's like, masturbating so many times, it will hurt. And I think the general public will hurt as well. I'm curious about Venom movie, of course, and I also am curious about Miles Morales Spider-Man movie, because it's not Peter Parker. What would you like to see in a Venom movie? And I say 2 things. I say you have to make A. Brock, I do think it's going to be A. Brock, a anti-hero. Because if you just make him a full-on villain, you'll be like, fuck this guy, I don't care about him, why should I care about our main character? I think we need to make him A. Brock, and he needs to be anti-hero. He needs to have a logical reason why he's doing the things he's doing, versus that, I'm just this monster, I'm going to kill all these people. But if they want to do just to play a villain well, I think you have to make it an action horror movie. And that may tosses the idea of like, do you go the PG-13 route, or do you go to the way R route? I think you write the story that you are telling, and if it falls into the way R category or the PG-13 category, it turns into that. I don't think it's a tricky line to pick. Logically, you think PG-13 just because it is Venom, is Spider-Man related, but our way a Venom movie makes more logical sense if you make an action horror movie. Maybe a movie that has one or two jump scares, but doesn't overdose it, or just have a movie that kind of just creeps you out a bit. Because if you really think about, if you went to a dark alley and Venom walked in past you, you will run the other way, even if he was a very nice guy. And also, we have the question of, if we make a Venom movie, who is he going to fight? And of course, all us comic book fans would be like, duh, it has to be Carnage. Carnage is, a lot of complaints with superhero movies now is like, the end result is, it's Ant-Man versus evil Ant-Man, in case of Yellow Jacket. It's Iron Man versus evil Iron Man, in case it's Ironmonger. Yeah, it's Captain America versus evil Captain America, in case it's Winter Soldier. You see where I'm coming at? Like, it's like, it comes that kind of link, but also it's a way you can have abilities, maxing abilities. And Carnage and Venom in the comics don't have the most friendly relationship, let's say that. They fucking hate each other. So it is a logical sense, if you're going to have the villain of the movie, it has to be Carnage. And Carnage is, I think, let's say this. If you were born in the 90s, you love Carnage. If you were born in the 80s, you love Venom. And for me, I like Venom more. Just he looks cool. Like, it's always that tongue. The tongue always comes like, oh, that's so awesome. You keep the design of Venom. You keep the design of what he looks like. You put that fucking tongue in there. Because when that tongue shows, that means like, oh shit, Venom's in here. Like, really. But I think for everyone, we're just curious, what does a Venom standalone movie look like that does have no Spider-Man in whatsoever? I would love to hear everybody's thoughts on this. I would love to hear what your thoughts on the idea of a Venom movie. If you want to see MCU movie, if you wish Venom was part of the MCU, not the standalone thing. I would love to hear your thoughts.